Oh, hey, we're
We're
here.
here.
It's Thursday. Oh my God.
The best day of the week.
It is the best day of the week.
Yay.
Well, let's kind of get the housekeeping out of the way. Do we have any announcements we want to make to the people?
Yes. So Saturday is no lantern song this weekend. We'll be back. When will we be back? March 29th, it looks like. So yeah, no lantern song on Saturday, but Power and Prophecy is back on Sunday. So you guys
Oh
tune
yeah.
in for that. And last Tuesday, we were supposed to have the first episode of The Hunger. That's going to be our newest campaign, which is it's super hardcore
Okay.
survival D&D, y'all. And we've got the ultimate Jins leading that as the DM
Yep.
there. And I think you're in it, aren't you?
I am in it, and I am nervous as hell. That's gonna be an intense game,
Oh
but it's
man,
gonna be a lot of
I
fun.
can't wait. It's gonna be fun to see y'all die of starvation.
In the first 10 minutes,
Right?
likely. Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
stubbed my
tune
toe.
in Tuesday for that. If you ever wondered about hardcore survival and Dungeons and Dragons mashed together, that's what we've got coming to you on Tuesday. As always, if you are new here, we have a Discord, and it's not just for chatting. We actually oh, thanks for the sub there, Bigly.
Oh yeah.
um and on the Discord, a lot of these campaigns and one shots that we're doing, you can come and join the fun too. Create a character, join us at the table. So it's not just all the stuff that we stream. We have a lot of Dungeons and Dragons going on in the Discord. Also,
Oh
if
yeah.
you want merchandise, like really cool hats, and I think we have some socks with Grunda from
Grund
Lantern Socks.
Grunda socks? Yeah, Grunda
Yeah,
socks.
definitely need a
Yep.
pair of those. He's such a big fan of Grunda. He says all kinds of dirty things about Grunda. He adores her. Um, but that is it for announcements. Yeah, I don't
All
think
right.
we have a date yet for Shadows of the Crypt again. So
Right. Well, we'll get to that when it comes up, I guess.
mm, never know.
All right. So, where we left off, you had woken up at the manor in Briarhaven and had a meeting with Lord Graham where Scar uh, fell victim to what appears to be an alternate personality that he's been bottling up for quite some time. And a fight broke out in which Iteration 7 and Lord Graham took place, resulted in Scar fleeing and leaving the party. Bill went and had some custom firearms made as a reaction to all of this, and was soon joined at the blacksmith by Bigley, who made another appearance. After a little bit of conflict, everyone had returned to the manor at Briarhaven, where Lord Graham teleported all of you to an airship dock. And that is where our game begins this evening, as you see your soon-to-be new ship sitting moored and waiting for you to board it.
Oh, that's cool.
All right.
Oh,
What would you guys like to do? Lord Graham is sort of standing behind you, and he says, climb aboard the ship and introduce yourselves to Captain Half-Ear, and he will get you from here to Reluvia as quickly as possible. This is the fastest way I have to be able to send you where you need to go.
What do we do when we get there?
Who do we talk to?
I wish I had an answer for that. The only person who knew that was Shadow, and he is, as you've told me, no longer with us.
How do we know
So
if it's safe to give her over to them? We don't know these people.
you'll have to trust your judgment. If it's not, bring her back here. But that's where she was supposed to be taken, and
I'm
whoever
sorry, I can't remember. Where did you get this idea of taking her there?
Tara pipes up and says, Donald, the man who found me, when he died, he asked Shadow to finish escorting me there, and that's what we were doing when we met you guys. We were trying to get to Briarhaven to get passage to Reluvia.
Tara, do
Yeah.
you know who we're supposed to talk to when we get to Reluvia?
No, I don't.
Or what town we're supposed to go to?
I don't. All I know is I'm supposed to go there. That's where Shadow was taking me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Uh, uh, did Donald have any like markings or carry any armor or shield that may have had a symbol on it?
No, he was a very simple man. All he had was this necklace that he wore, and she holds up the holy symbol that she wears.
Oh, okay.
Which just looks like a little sort of tarnished brass pendant of just like the outline of a sun, sort of a stylized symbol for the Lord of Light.
Would I have known Captain Happier? Is that me?
Make me a history check.
Okay.
So Strawbill is like ocean ships, not airships.
Correct, but
Okay.
sailors and pirates be sailors and pirates.
Do
How
the airships
common are
ever fight
airships?
the land ships?
No, but just crews of both. You know, word gets around. You do recognize the name. Not a part of your pirate crew, but there is a Captain Half-Ear that was part of a not a rival organization necessarily. And all that you really know about him is that he's an exceptional captain, very talented, and very handy with a scimitar. He likes to bring people onto his crew that have more talents than just being good on deck, if that makes sense. They used to tackle a lot of, not unlike yourselves, a lot of odd jobs for, not necessarily always like righteous causes, but they generally had a more altruistic bent to them than most pirates. But he hasn't been mentioned or thought about in a long time.
How common are airships?
They're fairly common. They're very expensive usually. Very wealthy people will largely be able to book them. Most of the sort of lower financial rungs of society stick to ground and sea travel for the most part. We're also in a world where magic exists, so there's also a portion of the population that just doesn't need that kind of transportation.
Sure.
You would have been on airships in the past, both of you, Vivhik and Rosalyn. At least once or twice. Rosalyn both of you for the same reason, doing some faraway diplomatic things with your father.
Gotcha.
But this one looks a little bit more battle ready than most. Most of the airships you see really just look like sailing ships, but the bottom of the hull tends to have sort of like a gilded cage kind of embedded into the hull so that it's flush, and in that cage is generally a large gem that glows, usually blue, sometimes green, and that's kind of the propulsion system for these. But like I said, this one looks
Are we
more like
looking
a
at the
battle-ready
back
ship.
or the front?
That is the front.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was just curious. Pretty cool looking.
Yeah.
Well, I'll get right to it and then hop on to the ship.
All right.
I'll grab Tara's hand and we'll hop on there too.
Okay.
Are you still holding me?
Ooh, me?
Yes.
Oh yeah. I guess before we get on the ship, I'll look at Graham, and I'm like, are we bringing this one along? What do we do with this guy?
Well, you brought him here, so I would assume that. I mean, what was your plan when you brought him here? Who is this person?
Oh well.
I am the magnificent Bigley of the forest.
As you say that, I'm just gonna like shake you a bit to kind of get you to just like quiet. And just be
You're
like
gonna
this.
cause
This
shake
is
and baby syndrome.
just a little bit, and I'm gonna say this is the guy that took the tooth.
I see. And where is it now?
You can go ahead and talk.
This thing? Kind of reach out, pull it out of my backpack, hold it up.
Yes, that thing. You would do well to give that back, I think. How was he able to steal that from you in the first place?
I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah,
He's a
that was
shisty little guy.
Well, I mean, it's up to you if you want to bring him with you, but someone short of stature and sticky of finger might not be bad to have along on your journey, especially since you're down a member, unfortunately.
I'll set him down to the ground and ask him to hand over the tooth. I like reach my hand out to him, and I kind of give, let's say, like kind of a give me motion.
I kind of swat your hand out of the way. You're rude to me. I'm giving it to the lady. She's awful nice to me. Walk over and hand Lady Rosalyn the tooth.
Oh, thank you.
I just give you like squinty eyes, like I'm watching you. Like I really don't trust you at all.
Oh, don't bother about him. He's harmless.
Sure.
Who am I giving the tooth to?
Oh, we just got it back. That's all.
It's yours at the moment.
Oh.
Yeah, it belongs to the group.
Yeah. Lady Roslyn, may I please have the tooth so I can study it?
Absolutely. Here you go.
Thank you.
Listen, my job is to watch over Roslyn and now Tara. I don't know if I can babysit another.
Babysit me. I'm perfectly capable by myself.
He's
If you don't remember, I did kind of bamboozle y'all.
Again with the squinty eyes, like, bro. Bamboozle, huh? Yeah, exactly why I don't know if I could trust you to be along in our journey. But I suppose since you already know what our goal is, it'll be safer to keep you with us than to let you go.
Right? Better the devil we see and know than the devil we don't.
Oh, well, I was coming
Oh.
along anyway. Y'all didn't have much of a choice here. I
To
was
be fair,
follow along.
that last devil was a doozy.
Yeah, that's one we didn't know.
So, Strawbill, do you have you ever heard of this captain? And is he someone we can trust?
Captain Half-Ear, by some guesstimation, he's a capable sailor and was a fair-handed captain, from what I've heard. Rose up through the ranks sensibly and honestly. I wouldn't get on this ship if I didn't trust in his capabilities. Because this, and I look at the ship, and I'm like, this is fairly unnatural. This is an abomination to all good seafaring concepts. As I cross the threshold to the boat. But yes, I think we can indeed trust him.
Well, to be fair, it's not seafaring, so
Right, yeah. But, air currents and such move kind of like sea currents. So a science isn't, completely miscalculated. But yeah, so
I didn't realize
As I-
that the farers of the air and the sea didn't really like each other.
wait, I'm sorry, what was it?
I didn't realize that you guys in the sea and in the air didn't really get along.
Oh, most sailors eventually try to make it onto the rather lucrative crews of airships. It's a much better business. You make quite a bit of coin, putting your life in danger because, at least on the sea, you only fall from the deck to the ocean. In the air, you fall until you hit the sea and then sink. So,
well, at least it'll be a quick
And
death.
Yeah.
as you're saying that, you hear a voice. You guys have kind of started walking onto the ship, and you're on the deck. And as you're saying that, you hear a voice behind you. It just says, "And that fall feels an awful lot longer than you think it would." And you see a sort of humanoid wolf person who kind of colored like a border collie, wearing a fine red coat, double-breasted with these large gold buttons and a tricorner hat, and walking towards you. And he's got a very, very nice looking scimitar kind of sheathed at his hip. And he says, "Greetings, I am Captain Half-Ear. Welcome aboard the Skybreaker. I suppose you are Graham's lot, yeah?"
Yep,
Hi.
you're right.
that we are.
Excellent. Couple of things before we get going. And he reaches into a pocket on his coat and he pulls out a small silver vial. And in the vial is sort of this like shimmery, like pinkish liquid. And he says, "You're all gonna get one of these. If you should fall off the ship, I recommend you drink it quickly. Don't lose it. I've only got one for each of you. Does everybody understand that?"
What's it taste
Will
like?
do.
Now, what's this stuff do?
This will slow you down. Think of it as a liquid parachute.
Oh.
And then
Oh.
that'll give us time to either catch you or pick you back up after you land.
Sounds awful fun.
But you've only got one for each of us?
At the moment, yeah. We got to stop at a way station on the way and resupply a couple of things. They didn't have them in town.
Well, thank you so much. It's nice to make your acquaintance.
My pleasure. In the meantime, I'll ask you to journey below decks. We've got a common room and we've got some quarters down there that you can each stay in. The trip's going to take a few days, but we'll get you to Reluvia as quickly as we can. I'll have my first mate Badgie escort you down, and he kind of whistles over to another side of the deck, and there's plenty of other people milling about. There's a couple of tabaxi that are sort of climbing up some ropes and securing some things at the top of the ship, and a couple other humans that are running around and kind of buttoning things up and stowing some things. But when he whistles, you can hear the loud kind of thump of heavy feet as the person that he called for starts making their way over, and you see a large tattooed turtle-looking human creature with a big spiky shell, and he has a large great axe sort of strapped to his back. Walks over to you and he's like, "All right, let's go downstairs. I'll show you where the beds are." And he pauses for a minute and kind of cocks his head for a second and goes, "Bill? Is that you?"
Aren't you supposed to be dead?
"Aren't you supposed to be dead?" And he kind of runs over and he gives you a big bear hug and picks you up. And he's like, "I thought you were gone for sure."
I slap him on his carefully slap him on his shell to avoid the spikes, and take him in the shoulder hug and give him a shake, and Badgie, how long have you been legitimately, and I look around the ship, employed?
"Oh, well, since I got on a ship," and he kind of winks at you, and he's like, "No, it's, I've been here on the Skybreaker now for, when did your ship go down? How long ago was that?"
Probably about 3 years ago.
Yeah, okay. So it's about 3 years. Ever since me and the captain parted ways, and you lot didn't come back, but apparently, is anyone else still around? Did anybody else make it back?
I hang my head a little bit, and I'm like, as far as I know, I'm the only one who survived. And
Kind of
yeah,
pats you
were
on the shoulder.
You were lucky enough to faithfully not be on the Bright Star or the Bright Glory when we went to the Silver Strait. That was
terrible business. That. It's another reason I stay off the sea these days. There's dangerous things to look out for up here too, but not like that. Not from where you can't see.
right. At least you can,
Yeah.
see. Well, I mean, and I kind of look at a cloud bank, and I'm like, "There's nothing hiding in those, is there?"
Not always, but
No.
not never.
Well, that's the way it is. Not never.
Well, who are your friends? And the captain at this point has kind of walked off and tending to some other things.
And I turn to the group, and I'm like, Lady Rosalyn.
And he reaches out a hand.
Charmed. I'm sure.
And his Bill, how tall are you?
I'm only 5 feet.
You're only 5 feet, so you probably come up to just above his belly button. Like this guy is massive, like 6.5 or 7.5, 8 feet tall. He's huge. So when he reaches out, Rosalyn, and takes your hand, it's like you could fit 4 of them in his. Like it is just this big, leathery, scaly appendage. And he kind of shakes your hand gently and gives you a little nod and a little bow. Bill, continue.
And then this is the Aegis of the Moon, Vivhik, her bodyguard and keeper.
And he looks at you and he says, I recognize that weapon. I've heard of it. I've seen it once, I think. Not in your hands, but it is a pleasure to meet you. And he reaches out to shake your hand.
I'll reach out and shake his as well.
Give me a strength check.
Oh, buddy. All right.
So he shakes your hand, and it's kind of like that moment in Predator where Arnold and God, why can't I think of his name? Billy D. Williams or no, it's not. Carl Weathers. You know,
Yeah,
kind of shake hands and do the flex thing, and as soon as you like flex back, he's like, all right, point taken.
And I shoot my thumb over my shoulder, and I'm like, that's smally, bigly, mediumly, I don't know.
Where is he? I only see the 3 of you.
Oh, I'm down here. Bigley, by the way.
Huh. Gods. Are those mushrooms in your beard?
Oh, they sure are. Would you like some?
They're really good.
That's disturbing. No, thank you. I don't need that. But it is a pleasure to meet all of you.
I pat him on the arm, and I'm like, and this steadfast rock. This is Badgie. He was the man at arms and one of the gunner captains on the Bright Glory, my former ship.
Good times.
Sounds like we're in good hands then.
Good times. It's gonna be a fine voyage.
You all know all sorts of fun people and things, don't you?
Yeah.
So, where's Tara? Is she with us?
I'm holding her hand.
Okay. I'll kind of move her forward. I'm assuming she's like behind everyone, and I'll bring out Tara and say, and this is Tara.
Oh, hello, little one. And he reaches down and kind of pats her on the head and says, I think we've got some fun things down below deck that will be just right for you. He's like, if you would all follow me down, I'll get you acclimated, show you where everything is, and then we're gonna cast off here and we'll get some, have a bite to eat and be on our way. Sound good?
I will kind of as calmly or as like kind of to the side as I can whisper to Badgie that Tara is someone that the Gleaming Fang and Kilora are in pursuit of.
When you say the Gleaming Fang, he kind of just spits on the deck.
I follow suit. I spit along with him.
He's like, no, all right. I understand. Say no more. We'll keep her safe. And,
as we like walk down, I'm going to like kind of get back, like keep pace up with Betty here, and tap him on the side, and I'm like, that little one, make sure you keep an eye on that guy. He's feisty.
What, the funny fellow with the fungus in his face?
Yeah, he's funny, all right.
And he just
keep your wits about you.
Looks at you bigly and just kind of winks at you, and then starts leading you guys all below decks and shows you where all your rooms are. There's a little a mess hall, and they've got some games. They've got cards. They've got dice. They've got usual sailor fare. There's actually a really nice dragon chess set up on a table on one side. in one corner. And he's like, "Why don't you all go to your rooms, get yourself settled in, and then Bill, you and I can have a couple of drinks later, and all of you actually, if you want to, uh, except for Little Miss, of course."
That sounds lovely.
Sounds a fine idea.
Oh,
I will 100% not go to a room and sit down and start playing cards.
And there's a couple other crew members that are sort of off duty. They're not engaged in getting the ship ready to make way, so they're you know, they see you being friendly with Badgie, and they're just very welcome. Like, yeah, come sit. Is there anything anyone needs to do before we begin to travel?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I actually yeah, there is one thing I'd like to do.
Of course.
Badgie,
Yes.
I take my trident and I'm like, this was one of the last things that I recovered from the bright glory. It is not a weapon that suits me, and I think it's probably better in your hands. And I'm looking to trade it for something with a little more, well, a little less heft and a little more flight.
Interesting.
So if you have maybe, I don't know, not a scimitar like the captain's, but something of that class, maybe in the inventory.
I don't at the moment, but I think I know who would. I'll put you in touch with her in just a little bit. She's a bit busy at the moment, but you'll be wanting to talk to the spider.
Spider.
She's the quartermaster. She'll have all kinds of fun stuff for you. I don't use the trident myself. I've got Bertha here, and he kind of pats the axe on his back.
I still think that thing is. I don't even understand how that works. It doesn't. It's never made sense to me. I mean, it probably weighs 3 times as much as I do, but yeah.
That's half the fun, isn't it?
Right? Confound and confuse, and then bash the skulls in.
I'll be like that. Yeah, that is quite the weapon you got there. Where'd you get it?
Oh, this is a long story for that one. Maybe I'll tell you over some drinks later.
Sounds good. It's speaking of, what's our itinerary? How much or how long was it gonna be before we get to our destination?
Well, I think the captain said it was going to be about 5-6 days. We got to stop in the middle. We got to pick up a few odds and ends that weren't readily available here in Briarhaven. But yeah, just a few days.
Okay.
Yeah, should be quick. It's a lot faster than being on an ocean-going vessel.
Don't say that so
Different
loud.
kind of resistance. Took me some getting used to when I first got on here.
So
How's the turbulence on this thing?
Oh, on this? Hardly feel it.
Sidebar: how does one play dragon chess in D&D?
It's just regular chess.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's just chess.
Well, what's the point of having proficiency in it? I
haven't figured out.
I have a
That's-
dragon chess set.
That's DM code for I haven't figured out dragon chess yet.
Okay. Because you said dragon chess set, and I was like,
Yeah.
hey, I chose that. That's me.
That's a peek
You can-
behind
you
the
can-
curtain.
Yeah, you can find dragon chess sets out there. They're just
Really?
the
Yeah.
pieces are a little different, and there's usually like a dragon, the king stuff.
Ooh, well, I want it. I collect chess
Right.
sets.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
All right, so Yeah, you're all settled in, and you can hear some commotion on the deck as Captain Half Ears uh, giving orders to the crew, and everything's getting underway. And then you feel like a loud shoo, and the ship does kind of rock a bit and sway as it drops from its mooring, and then you can feel this sort of pulse of energy as the crystals and things that are embedded in its hull sort of flare to life and propel the ship up into the sky, and you are off.
So I will say that this, if anyone has not a great constitution, this will be a heave. Like, this will
Mhm.
be the great glass elevator all of a sudden moving in a direction you're not used to.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it just.
Yeah, that's a valid point. What is everyone's constitution?
I would also like to point out that I have slippers of spider walking.
It won't help you.
Why?
Because your inner ear isn't trying to climb a wall.
Oh,
Right.
I meant like I'm not gonna fall off of stuff. Like the
Oh, that's
What the
fine.
airship.
like it just being
Yeah.
sick and
Yeah.
nauseous.
Yeah, it doesn't mean you won't throw up or pass out, though.
Oh.
Mine's 12.
12,
Mine's 14.
14,
14.
Bigley, 14,
And
10. So
Whoa.
Roxy, what's that?
I said, whoa.
Oh, Roxy and Vivhik. No, I'm sorry, Roxy and Bigley. You're okay, but Bill and Vivhik, I need to make a, pardon me, Constitution saving throw.
saving throw. Oh,
All right.
14.
Bill, you
And
get a little.
actually 2 Viveks. I'm going to use a. Where is it? A sorcery point and use bend luck to add a 1d4 to Viveks.
Okay.
Suck it up
Go,
now.
go,
What
go
does
ahead
this
and
look
roll
like?
that d4.
What does this look
Yeah.
like? Because I'm so like
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to accept your help right now.
That's a
Oh,
good
you
question.
you don't have to be accepting.
No, it just happens.
It
Yeah.
just happens, yeah. But what?
Yeah.
Yeah. What does it look like when Bigley uses this ability?
So I'm gonna when that whole lurch happens, I see Vivek kind of bend over a little bit like he's about to puke.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of just you see my beard start glowing, and it glows like this bright blue, and then you just see that color go over to Vivek, and all of a sudden he feels a little better.
Baby.
And you rolled your Vivek, your save was a 7,
Yeah, plus
and you
3.
rolled a 3.
Yeah.
So Bill, when the ship begins to drop into free fall before the engines kick on, you get a little sort of vertigo, a little 0G, kind of like, oh, this is not pleasant.
Right.
And you do get a little nauseous. The engines kick on and takes off, and it doesn't, the propulsion doesn't feel the same as being on a ship, but it's that muscle memory of being on sort of a rocking boat kind of sensation that sort of grounds you, and you're able to shake off the nausea. Vivek, when that free fall happens, you immediately sort of rest your hands on your knees and bent over, trying to hold in your lunch. And this soft blue glow emanates out from Bigley's beard, almost like the spores of mushrooms on the wind. And it sort of drifts over to you and settles on you and sort of limes out your form a little bit, and then fades into you. And as soon as it fades into you, you kind of take a deep breath and you sigh. And as you begin to stand back up straight and find your balance, you immediately throw up all over the floor.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna I'm gonna look at Big Sis. What did you do? I was just fine until you. What did you do?
Just trying to help.
I'm gonna cast
You definitely weren't fine.
prestidigitation and clean it up.
Just stay away for now, please.
and you hear kind of some stomping happening, and Badgie comes over, and he's just and he hands you a water skin. He's like, just wash it down, rinse it out. It'll be fine. It happens to everybody the first time. Well, maybe just you, but usually happens to everybody. That's pretty.
That's a
That's pretty
sad
goddamn
thing. This
funny.
isn't my first time.
Well, that is a sad thing, then, friend. That's you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I remember my first ship ride.
I'm going to as I'm like doing that, I'm kind of wobbly. I'm gonna look for the nearest like chair or something stable.
Yeah, there's plenty of chairs, and you notice all
And
the tables and chairs are all bolted down, so they can't slide around.
so I'm gonna look at I'm gonna go to the most securest thing, and I'm going to clouds jaunt to it, so I don't have to walk. So I'm just gonna like teleport to the nearest chair and sit
Okay.
down.
All right, go ahead. Sure. And with that, you're off. The first day of travel is pretty quiet. After some drinks and catching up and things like that, Badgie comes over to you, Bill, and he says, "But I think I have to introduce you to the spider. I think it's time we did that." And so he takes you, sort of, there's a hallway just off the mess hall that you guys have been sort of spending some time in. And he leads you down and opens another door. And there's a room with just some crates and barrels and sacks and things that are stacked up. And there's a woman in there that's got sort of a short bob cut haircut, and she's got her back to you. She's just wearing like leather traveling clothes and things, and she's, looking in some crates, and she's got a piece of slate and some chalk, and she's making some notes on it. And Badger goes, "Hey, I got someone here who's got something you might be interested in." And she turns around and looks at you, and she's got plenty of tattoos and an eye patch, and turns around and she goes, "What is it? What do you want?"
I will present the trident that I have. It's fairly worn.
Yep.
And I have a trade for you, Spider.
Ah.
This is one of the last remaining weapons from the Bright Glory. I was able to salvage it the night the ship went down. It means something to me. It won't mean anything to anyone else, but it is not a weapon I can use well. It's heavy. It's unwieldy. It's also bigger than me. Like it's just. And I was wondering if I could trade it for something a little more suited for my stature and ability.
She kind of takes it, and she's holding it in both her hands and kind of inspecting it, and she's not looking at you. And she's like, "The Bright Star, I heard about that. That was, didn't you have an ensign on that ship? What was the name? Fawn, was it? She was little tabaxi."
Can I do a history roll on that?
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
And if I fail, no, it's 15. Yeah, do I recall a fawn, or is she?
You do. She wasn't on the ship long.
Okay.
She was only with you guys for a couple of voyages, a couple of outings, and just at one point just decided that wasn't the life that she wanted for herself, and parted ways with the crew and the captain. You guys left her at a port somewhere as yet to be determined by your TM.
Right.
Uh,
Yeah, Spider. A while back, there was a young one who decided that the waves and sea foam didn't really sit well with her, so she.
it's not
Oh,
for everyone. Not
that
for
is
everyone. What was the name of your captain? I remember. Oh God,
uh,
I know it. I remember
okay.
hearing about the ship going down. It was tragedy. That was bloody tragedy.
Well, when Captain Bellshatter decided to
That's what
chase
it was.
down
Yeah.
chase down the kraken that destroyed her brother's ship, you know, a heart and emotion can do funny things to the mind.
That it can. Well, I mean, are you sure you want to part with this memento from your
Well,
ship? Because Badgie, you were on that ship. You don't. He's
I
like,
think it.
all I would do is hang it on me wall.
Right, I think it would be best served if somebody uh, who had the same heart and desire to wield it uh, would it should be in their hands instead of mounted on a wall. It should be on a ship. It should be out, causing a little bit of chaos.
Now that we can agree on. Okay. Well, what were you looking for it?
Uh, Scimitar, short sword, something with a little snap, a little, shall we say, finesse.
And she kind of lifts up her eye patch and winks at you with it's still a good eye. um, I think I might have something. Give me one moment. And she runs off to her room, um, or to another storeroom, uh, and let's see.
While she's off running,
Mhm.
I turn to Badgie and I'm like, so I tracked down your artist and I got some work done and I kind of like show my beak to him.
Oh, that is fantastic. What's this bit here with the silver? What is that? That's not normal. That's not. I mean, the work is fantastic, all of it.
This is done by a guy named Wolf Ironarm, Wolfren
Oh,
Ironarm in Briarhaven. Should you get the chance, yeah, quite a deft hand, and it holds a bit of magic in it.
interesting. I should like to meet him. Maybe we'll we'll go and we'll both get some more done. And he kind of looks down at himself, and he is covered in the only places that aren't tattooed is his shell, but even his shell, like your beak, has carvings in it and things. As you guys are talking about this, she comes back in, and in her hand is a small scimitar. It's about your size for your hand, um, and it's got sort of a like a steel-looking sort of handguard, black leather wrap pommel, and then the sheath that it is sitting in is made out of just a very simple rosewood.
Oh,
And
very nice.
she pulls it out, and the blade is very nice. It is very sharp looking. And she says, "Now, this might be um, a little more valuable than, say, um, that trident, but one sailor to another, and sentimentality and all that. She said, I think this would be a fitting trade for you." And she kind of holds it up in front of her mouth for a second and whispers something to it. And when she whispers something to it, There's a little bead of red light that travels up the edge of the blade, and as that red light travels up the edge of the blade behind it um, becomes wreathed in flame. And then she sheathes it and presents the handle to you.
Well, I never thought a flaming weapon would find its way onto a sea vessel, but
And she kind of bangs on the hull. That it does look like wood, but when she bangs on it, it's very much like, boom, boom, like not much, not a lot of risk of fire on here.
Yeah, I'd imagine lightning in clouds wouldn't do well against or would do some nasty things to a wooden ship.
Metal's not much better, to be honest with you, but we've got some things in place to deal with that.
Right. I bow very deeply and I owe you my thanks and a few rounds next time we hit port.
Oh, I should like that. She's like, you're a sweet one. I don't know what you see in this one, and she points to Badgie.
He taught me most of what I know about being a sailor.
Now I know you're lying.
Oh, well. And I reach out my hand and I'm like, Straw Bill, Spider, we'll talk again.
And she chuckles at that. She's like, good, because I've got work to do. Now piss off the both of you. But she's got kind of a sly grin on her face as she turns back and picks up her slate and goes back to work. So you should have a flame tongue scimitar in your inventory.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Very nice.
You'll have to add it. I did not add it because I have too many
Okay.
windows open right now. But
Okay.
you can add it. Yeah.
I literally have been carrying that trident around because I wrote down my inventory before I rolled my stats.
Ah,
And yeah, I was like, I have a 7 in strength, and I have a weapon.
that'll
with
do it.
Strength, yeah. So
Yeah, that'll do it. As the rest of you as they're off doing that and they're all sitting down, Captain Half Ear comes down into the mess hall and walks over to a cupboard and pulls out a bottle and sits down and kind of pops the cork on it and takes a big swig of it. And he's sitting in a chair next to you, Lady Rosalyn, and he offers you the bottle and just goes, I know your family. What are you doing here?
Well, I am trying to go out on my own and learn before I have to take the reins of things. I haven't experienced as much of the world as my father has, and I don't know enough of it to be able to lead anybody or do anything at this point. So, right now, what I'm doing is trying to keep Tara safe.
And how's that going for you? And he takes another drink off the bottle of rum in his hand and passes it back to you.
Rosalyn, she takes a big swig and looks around, takes a second big swig and hands it back to him. It's terrifying. I don't know what the right move is, and I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I've taken a real liking to this little girl.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart, that's for sure.
I just see a
You
lot of
wanna
what
you
I've
wanna
been
lead
through.
people? That's what you want to be able to do, is lead people?
I just
Do you have...
want our lands to be good for everybody. I want prosperity for people. I want health and happiness for people. I don't want war upon our lands.
Nobody wants those things, except for the few fools that revel in it. Most people want what you want. That's just not the reality that we live in.
Well,
I want
There will always be
ale
war,
and
as
food.
yeah. As long as someone has more than somebody else, there's always going to be war. There's always going to be people like me, people like your friend Bill.
well, and I feel like it's going to be my job to protect all those people.
Ah. So, are you a leader or are you a protector then?
Can they
Because
not
at
be
the
the
moment,
one and the same?
last I knew, you were just supposed to be married off to some fool from Acheron.
Oh, don't speak of him.
How is the prince? Have you even
Uh,
met him yet?
I don't want to. I won't even look his way. You had to have heard the stories. I don't even know why they would allow him into our family, and my brother's gone because of him.
He's a pompous ass, but so they say anyway. But the important thing is you're trying to be your own person, right? And you're gonna lead a country.
Is that what's important?
Is that what's important?
I don't know that it's important. It's just the path that I'm on at the moment.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've no desire to lead a country, but I have a crew of people here who depend on me to make the right decisions. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. But for every time I don't, there was usually somebody on this boat that was giving me advice I chose to not listen to. And the times I make generally good decisions for the betterment of the crew, I'm thinking of what's best for them. And I'm listening to the advice of those around me that might know more than I do. Just because I'm the captain doesn't make me the smartest person on this boat, you understand?
I understand that.
Do you think you can trust your friends? I know you can trust the big one. He's attached to you like a lost puppy.
Yeah, I get
But can
away
you
from
trust the
him
rest of them?
sometimes.
I
don't
doubt
know.
that.
You know. You know, at first I didn't think that I could trust the rest of them, but Big Lee doesn't count. We barely know each other. He seems like a fun guy, but I can't say
But I'm
here nor there.
He laughs his head. I see what you did there.
But Straw Bill has over time opened up more to me. I still don't know everything. I don't know anything about him, to be honest with you. And then we just got, stabbed in the back basically by one of our party members. I'm not sure who to trust anymore.
Well, I don't know your friend Bill. I do know Badgie real well. And if Badgie speaks highly of him, it stands to reason that your little friend there is not that bad. But let me ask you this. Do they know they can trust you?
Probably not. They don't usually include me in the watches at nighttime when we all take turns, and by we all, it's not me included, so probably not.
Interesting. Well, I would change that.
How?
In fact, we're going to change that right now. I'm going to have you spend the night up in the nest. You can help
Nest?
you can help be on watch with one of my crew. They'll
Am
walk
I
you through it.
anywhere? Am I anywhere near this conversation, or is this
You
happening at the separate time?
I would say you are coming in as those comments are being made. What's your perception? It's like a 14.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd say as you're walking in the room, you hear sort of the tail end of that conversation. For what Half-Ear is saying to her about offering to have her spend the night on watch up in the ship's crow's nest.
I just hoot. I just laugh. Better take a blanket and a bucket and pray as loud as you can to whoever god you choose. It's gonna be hilarious.
What do you say?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Vivhik, what do you
I was gonna ask, where am I in all this?
where are
was-
you in all this? Where is Bigley in all of this, for that matter?
Yeah,
As they're
I
having
mean,
this conversation? I assume you were all kind of just sitting in the same room while Bill
yeah,
was
I didn't
off.
know if they were like,
I didn't
on the
realize
other side of
that.
the room, if
Yeah.
it was like a private conversation type thing.
No, they're just sitting at a table sharing a bottle and talking. No one's like, it's his ship. He's not trying to be quiet.
I'll go up to the captain, and I'll look him into the eye, look him in the eye, and say, you know that she's my responsibility. I trust that you know what you're doing. If anything happens
Well,
to her,
it's my ship, and you're all my responsibility. So I
just so
highly
we're on the same
recommend
page.
you. And he stands up, and his demeanor immediately changes to much more threatening than he was a second ago. And he's like, I'd like to remind you that you are on my ship, and I would ask you kindly to speak with a little bit of respect and decorum, because I can just as easily remove you from this ship.
I meant no insult.
That's what I thought. Don't worry, she's
During-
in good hands, I promise.
During that whole exchange, Bigley's gonna like jump up on the table because he's only about 2-3 feet tall.
Right.
Grab the bottle of rum and try to take a drink just
Which
as
is
big as.
almost as big as you are.
Yes, he's gonna like pick up the bottle and like hold it up.
Do you need some help there?
Make me a dexterity roll real quick. I just want to see how hilarious this is gonna be. Yeah, you get it up, and you're able to. You're taking a nice long pull off of it, but the ship hits a little bit of turbulence, and the weight of the bottle just pulls you off the table onto the floor, and the bottle smashes, and Captain just shakes his head and goes over to the cabinet, pulls out another bottle and like a tiny little like wooden teacup, walks back over there, and with his other free hand reaches down and picks you up and just plops you in a chair and pours you a little bit of rum and hands you some, and he's like, I'll happy to entertain while you're on my boat. I'm gonna show you where the broom is after you finished your drink, though.
Oh, thanks, everybody.
Yeah.
I see there's not much made for people of my stature, is there, around here?
Well, if you don't ask, there isn't. That's for damn sure.
While he's talking, I just wiggle my fingers and press prestidigitation and clean up the mess.
Oh,
See?
thanks, my lady.
You're already looking out for the rest of your crew.
There's a reason I liked you.
Yes. You're gonna be on last watch, so you'll be up sort of when the sun's up with the rest of the crew. And we'll see you all in the morning then. Feel free to relax, talk amongst yourselves, do whatever you need to do. I'm going to retire for the evening, and I'll see you in the morning. And he kind of pulls down the brim of his hat a little bit and nods to all of you and pours Bigley another little sip of rum and then leaves and takes the bottle with him.
Oh, what? Wait.
I'm gonna rip one of the mushrooms out of my beard and kind of crumble it up and put it into the drink and then down it all at once.
Ooh, what are you doing over there?
Oh, you want some?
Not tonight. I think I have watch later.
Oh,
that could be hazardous.
you know where to find them.
I
look
still
to
have
Vivhik.
one in my bag.
Right. I look to Vivhik and I hold up the scimitar by the scabbard, and I'm like, "Oh, would you mind coming up on the deck with me and helping me figure this out? A little sparring to get my my awareness of this weapon."
Sparring, huh? Yeah, let's do it.
As you two leave and make your way up the deck, Bigley,
Yes.
what do you want to do? What are you doing?
I am going to, as everybody's kind of walking away, I'm going to use message and message Lady Rosalyn to come and meet me later because I have some things I need to talk to her about.
Oh, okay. Where do you want to meet?
Just back here in like an hour when
Okay.
nobody else is around.
I mean, there's nobody else around now.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Then.
Yeah, Vivhik and Scar have left to go upstairs. The captain's gone. Everybody else is either milling about the ship, tending to their duties, or they're asleep because they're sort of off shift.
Gotcha.
I'm going to as me and Stopbill leave the room, and Bigley's there with whatever concoction that he made up. I'm going to go over to him, and I'm going to cast Purify Food and Drink. And just walk out the door.
What does it look like when you do that? Like how
So he
that's-
he had that blue glow to him. I also have a glow, but mine's just white, like radiant white light. And my beard also did kind of the same thing. It did the same thing to him, except on his drink.
Okay. Oh, so your beard is also gonna channel your magical energy. And yeah, so magic beards. Everybody's got them. Right.
I don't got a beard.
You need to grow one real quick.
So
I'm a
you
baby.
You get whiskers.
is this? Are you obviously like?
Oh yeah,
fucking
he sees it.
Drink. He sees it. You're not hiding it. Okay. Yeah. So this sort of white luminous energy sort of emanates out from your beard and into his cup, and it sort of settles into the cup, and the cup glows brightly for a minute, and then fades back to its normal state. And then you walk out and leave the room. Bigley.
I take a drink out of it after he does that and just spit it on the ground. Oh, big guy turned it into water.
He does that. He's a party killer.
He's no fun, is he?
No fun at all, let me tell you.
You know, back home they didn't like when Bigley had a lot of fun either. Kind of like you. Nobody really likes me a whole lot and kind of pushed me to the side.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't appreciate that. I don't see that about you. You seem like a fun guy.
And you seem more than capable in most things.
Thank you.
I mean, don't tell the others, but I was following you all through the forest there for a while, and I did see you go like all tiger crazy, like that was wild, and like I've obviously there's something about you that's pretty special, but they don't see that very well, do they?
Well, sometimes that can be an advantage. If
That it can.
So I try not to let it bother me so much, even though sometimes it is in my nature to want to prove myself in front of everybody, but it is always good to be underestimated sometimes. You like my tiger? She's pretty, isn't she?
I sure do. It's quite amazing. But we gotta figure out how to add some fun into this group. They're awful dull.
I agree. we could what did you have in mind?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure right now, but mushrooms always come in handy for a thing or two.
Yeah, we could give little micro doses to them in their sleep.
Way ahead of me
Oh my
there.
God, it's, more vivid dreams of dealing with my patron. Kind of great.
I'll
That'll
just
make me
make
a
them
bundle of
fall
joy.
asleep and you give them the mushrooms.
Oh, we'll make something happen here soon. But yeah, you enjoy your night. Just know I'm always around.
I'm glad you're here, Bigley.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here. I don't really know why I'm here, but I am.
Do any of us know why we're here?
Because we're not letting you out of our sight.
All right. As you two finish your conversation, Vivhik and Bill make your way up to the deck, which is open to the air, and it's less windy than you would expect, being that you are on an open deck this high up. It's also not as cold. And as you're walking around, and the sun is starting to set, it's getting dark out. Um, you see along the railings of the ship, there's sort of these safety railings along the edge of the ship, and embedded in those railings at various intervals around the ship are these small, like sapphire-looking gems that are pulsing faintly, not brightly, just almost like running lights, sort of thing. And there's like a sort of a light blue haze that sort of emanates up from those and creates kind of a canopy, and you can see some of those same lights are also running up the length of it's not a traditional mast because there's no sails, but it is a crow's nest of sorts, that kind of juts up from the top of the ship, and that haze kind of emanates from all those lights and makes this little sort of bubble on top of the deck of the ship that's appears to be keeping the cold and the wind at bay a bit. And you guys are able to go and find sort of a nice unoccupied wide space in which to spar.
Oh, I'm assuming that I'm still kind of uneasy, like not 100% myself, right? Like on the ship or whatever.
I would say it,
Or if I got used to
by
it.
this point you've acclimated
Okay.
for the most part.
If
There's been fairly smooth sailing so far too. So
what I'll say to Vivhik is that as we're kind of like walking up the steps, I find that if you kind of lose yourself in the movement of the ship, it kind of helps settle your stomach. I've been doing this for quite a while, and it gets me every time a ship is starts to head out to sea, and there
Every
was
time you
one.
say movement, it makes me want to puke.
right? So I, but, but yeah, I think if we get you moving on the boat in your more practiced forms, that might make you more
Sure.
comfortable.
Yeah. So as we like, I guess, square up or whatever, and I'm kind of still just a little drowsy, or not drowsy, a little,
Nauseous.
unbalanced.
You're a little queasy still. It's not bad. It's
Uh,
manageable, but
I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on myself, which gives me just like plus to my AC, and you'll just see kind of this glow over me, and I kind of get in a defensive position. Uh, I don't have Eclipse out in an offensive position. I just have a shield out and just tell you to come at me with everything you got.
I'll light up mage armor, and when I do that, it looks like a spray of waves that kind of revolves around me, and then kind of like drifts out, and this like blue green kind of like shimmer goes over me as I activate it, and I pull out this very intriguing weapon, and I'm like, all right, and I will. I'll start with
well, first of all, which of you has the higher dex? I think I know the answer to this, but I just want to see.
Oh, my dex is low.
Is it? Okay.
My dex is like 8.
I have
Oh yeah,
17.
yeah. Okay, so yeah, Bill, you will go first.
So yeah, so I'll just we'll feint, we'll dive, dodge, duck, dive, and then yeah, well now how would you like us to roll this?
I mean, we're gonna say it's you're sparring, so it's non-lethal damage. But let's treat it like a let's do this. Let's treat it like a combat.
Okay.
Boop and boop.
When we get close, I will start. You'll hear
There you go.
Torino, which is a traits. I'm going to cast.
You're now sparring on the deck of the ship. There you go.
Oh, there we go. Funny. So I'm going to cast. What is it? Awakened Mind. And I will. You'll hear me inside your head, like taunting you, like, oh, I'm gonna come high, I'm gonna swing at your feet, or I'm gonna do, that kind of thing, to try to get you off balance, because, boy oh boy, do I need all the help I can get. So, let's go back. Too many things. Okay, so first strike comes out.
Ooh, all right.
24.
Yeah, that hits.
And then and then I'll take a step back, and when that hits, I will there's a grin that starts to spread across the corners of my mouth, and I'll go ahead and advance. Oh yeah, this is definitely the weapon I should have been using. And this will continue for a little while, because I'm working on trying to attune this to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then
So yeah, while you're hitting me with this, at first I'm just like, oh, that was a lucky hit. Like, you got a lucky hit in or whatever. But as you start to kind of tee off on me here and get a couple hits in. You get a couple more hits in, and I might pull out Eclipse and not necessarily get more serious, but start to test you a little bit harder. I'm not just
Right.
gonna be.
You're not just gonna let me keep swinging at you.
Yeah.
When he lands those blows, you can feel that sort of presence in the back of your mind of like, you know, that feeling of eagerness coming from Eclipse of like, oh, we get to have some fun.
Yeah. So, I will then, I'll like taunt you into like, okay, come on, let's do this, and yeah. So, I bring another good strike against you, and then yeah, if you want to start swinging.
Jesus. All right. Well, after you get that third hit in, I'm like, all right, and I'll.
He rocks you with that last hit. I mean, you have your shield up, but he actually, as slight as Bill is compared to you, he pushes you back a step with that last one.
I'm going to kind of you know, all right, jumped up and down a little bit, just a little shrug off. I'm like, all right.
Like shake your arms
Yeah.
out, like okay.
And I'll grab out Eclipse, and before I'll go ahead and heal myself to kind of get myself back to like 100%.
Sure.
And I'm like, all right, let's do this.
All right.
Yeah, swing away.
Go ahead and attack. Your turn.
Okay. So actually, I will. I guess I don't know. I know you used to get taunted at me. I don't know if I. You know what? I'll go ahead and attack. Yeah, go ahead. All right. 17 to hit.
Miss.
Miss. All right.
Whoa.
My armor class right now is 20 something.
Holy cow.
Second attack, which misses as well. And I will do the pole strike,
There
which
you
does hit.
So as your first two swings, like everywhere you go to strike, Bill's not there. Like it looks like a beautifully lined up shot. And you're gonna hit, and he's like the road runner. He is just not where you think he's gonna be.
Was that a bird joke?
It was a compliment. Roadrunner's an OG.
Said
Okay.
beep, beep.
Yeah, exactly. And
That was
but
definitely a bird joke.
as you bring the butt end of your of Eclipse around, continue.
So yeah, I hit him with the back end of the pole, and just kind of laugh and just like, yeah, not as predictable as you think I am.
Oh, you had a quick one. And then yeah, I spin around and lay the flat of my blade against your backside as I kind of like kind of roll with the hit. I mean, you definitely rang my bell, and you like I'm like blinking one eye like pretty hard, and then yeah, we can continue this for a little longer, and then
And you notice that a crowd of the crew that is still like up and doing things and on duty has started to kind of gather around, and there's like people passing, you know, taking bets and passing coins back and forth and stuff, and talking amongst themselves and getting generally fairly excited watching the show you two are now putting on.
I will commit to I'll do a like a kind of razz to the crowd and a bit of performance. So
All right, that's good enough.
right.
That's good enough. Yeah, you do a little flourish and kind of entertain everybody. There's a couple of like, yeah. You see
Uh,
Badgie in the back. He's just got a big shit-eating grin on his face.
if you're gonna
I,
do that, if you're gonna go and do that while you're like playing to the crowd, I'm just gonna go ahead and activate large form and get bigger while your back's turned.
and I turn around and I'm like, oh.
Yeah, you're doing your little flourish to the crowd, and then you see like in front of you, just his shadow stretches out past you.
Right. So I'm gonna go ahead, and then I'm going to.
I would say Rosalyn and Bigley at this point, like you guys have probably finished your conversations and might have made your way up here as well. Like it's going around the ship. People are like, "Oh, hey, go! You should go to the deck, check it out."
So I'm gonna go ahead and cast Mirror Image, and now there are spell ends duplicates. There are duplicates of me running around.
How many?
Let's see. It says. Let me get this out of the way. 3. There are 3 copies of me that show up.
Okay.
And so when you swing, if you roll a 3 or higher, you take out one of the duplicates.
When I swing, if I roll a 3 or higher, what do you mean by that?
When you swing, you'll roll a d6,
Oh,
and
okay.
then you roll a 3 or higher, you'll knock one of them out. And then I
Gotcha.
guess with cleave, you could probably hit more than one.
I was gonna ask how close they were.
Right, yeah. So, yeah, so, I'll go ahead and attempt to move in against you.
Okay, are you like, were you, I guess if you were talking to the crowd and you do all that stuff, you were like away from me. So if you do move in, I do get an opportunity to attack because of my Polar Master.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Missed.
Okay, and then 17 hit.
Nope.
Oh, all right.
So like Bill's running in, and you go to thrust, to hit him, and he kind of jumps up and runs along the haft of Eclipse, and when he goes to hit you, you kind of like flick Eclipse up and like kick him off behind you.
I'll to turn that into a like a tumble, like a performance tumble.
Yeah, make me an acrobatics check.
Oh, stumbles and falls.
You do manage to do like a little flip off as he does that, but not quite. You land hard, but you land on your feet.
When I hit the deck, I twist I grip harder on the hilt of the scimitar, and I hiss through my I clench my teeth and I hiss, and I'm like, damn, and then all of a sudden the light starts to go up the blade.
Nice. As that blade flares to life and is now on fire, you have Eclipse that is radiating moonlight, and you have an as yet unnamed scimitar in the hands of Straw Bill, burning and illuminating the night with his flames.
Are you doing that out of like I can't tell? Are you doing that out of like anger? Like, are you starting to become out of control, or
Oh no. Oh, well, it's I
not necessarily out of control, but are you like taking it to the next level?
I took a shot to my ego, and
Okay.
it's frustration more than anything. But as
Yeah.
soon as the blade lights up, I'm like, oh yeah, and turn around and just have and then the smile gets even bigger, and I'm like,
I'm
okay.
going to Cloud's John behind him, and
Ooh.
attempt to grapple him.
What does it look like when you do clouds, John? What happens? Because you've used it
I
a
think
few
you
times. We've
just
never talked about it.
yeah. So cloud basically I can teleport 30 feet away. I think what you'll see is just kind of my body glows, not like super bright, but you'll see like a blink, and you'll see a very quick vanishing image of me of where I was, and then I'll pop up wherever I daunted to. So yeah, I'll
Okay.
use my bonus action to get behind him and attempt to grapple him.
Ooh, all right. So you're going to make me an athletics check, Vivhik, and Bill, you will contest his athletics check with either an athletics or acrobatics check of your own.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
he's gonna
Lady
grapple you.
Rosalyn is yelling, "Come on, Vivi, you got this!"
When you
Uh,
go to grab a hold of me, I wait until the last moment, and then kind of like roll out of the way.
Okay. So I have 2 attacks. I can try to grab him again, right?
You can.
Mhm.
You can.
Alright.
This whole
Would-
thing looks a lot like Andre the Giant and
Yeah.
Carrie Ellis and Princess Bride right now.
Let's
Question.
see.
Bill, would any of your feathers have fallen off during the fight?
No, I don't know. Possibly.
Okay.
Like, that would be maybe a luck roll.
Go ahead and make a perception check, Bigley.
Perception check. Okay.
Yep.
$18.
You think you see one over by the railing of the ship? Might be one of Bill's. Might be just a random feather. You can't tell from this distance, but over by the railing, you think you see one that's kind of about to maybe blow off the
So,
deck.
Bigley
If you get there
can't.
quick enough.
Yeah, so he can't see very well because he's so small. He's looking at the backs of people's ankles right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna run over, grab that feather, and use fly to be able to fly up on top of them to be able to watch the fight.
Hold on there, Bill. So that second roll that I did, so I forgot that when I'm in big form, I have like advantage on stretch checks. So
Okay.
I
So you
had,
rolled 2 10s then?
yeah, I rolled 2 10s on that first one. So he definitely got out of that one. So I'm gonna do my second attempt here
Okay.
Okay.
and add advantage.
And when I'm flying, you just see my beard. It kind of looks like wings. It's flying.
Oh wow!
Alright. Tested. Yeah. So,
Oh yeah, you got me.
There you go.
so I'll like as we're doing this, I'll I'm like, so Vivek, I appreciate the efforts you put in, but I think I may have won the day here. And I hold out my hand to shake yours.
You won the day.
Boo! Fight!
I turn to whoever said that, and I'm like, okay. And I wave them forward.
Oh, that was from Bigley up above.
Okay.
Just, Bigley, make me a perception check real quick.
Perception. 17.
You're getting awfully close to that sort of arcane barrier that is above the ship. You're flying a little high at the moment.
Okay. Yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna not do that. I'm gonna I'm hovering like 2 feet above their heads.
So as Bill tells me that, I'll kind of stand up straighter and I'll kind of laugh, like, yeah, I don't know if you beat me, but I'll take that, and I'll tell you what, the reward you get for this battle is more of my respect. You handled yourself well out there.
Yeah, and I look at you and I wink and I'm like, you two You could have crushed me out there, I'm sure. And I say that like kind of a whisper to you, but yeah. And then I kind of like hold up your hand in front of the crowd, and I'm like, uh, yeah, take a bow.
And yeah, the crowd. There's a few people that are like, "Oh, that was great," and a few other people that are just like, what a, oh, it's kind of a letdown. You can see like Tara's over there, kind of giggling, and she's been watching the whole thing. But the crowd disperses, and each
And
of
I
you are
check to see if
free.
spiders in the crowd.
Yeah, I'm sorry, you're checking for what?
Check to see if spiders in the crowd.
She was.
Alright.
She's you catch her walking away.
Do I
But,
see this? Do I see him staring at her?
Make me a perception check.
Uh,
Oh yeah.
I'll
When you-
kind of poke him in the side and be like, "You sly dog, I see what you're doing."
And I look up and I'm like, I mean, come on. Like,
You're not wrong.
what are you gonna do?
I'll I'll go to shake his hand and tell him that was fun. Anytime you want to do this, let me know. Always down for a scrap.
All right. Yeah, absolutely. That was a good time. Yeah, and I thank you because I definitely needed the practice. This is way more the weapon that I should have had on me. This is as we kind of disperse, I'll go over to the side of the ship
Mhm.
and kind of see where we are as like the sun's going down and
Yeah. You've made it away from land at this point. I mean, it's been a few hours. You guys have been kind of just chilling on the boat and doing your thing. You are out over the ocean at the moment. Headed at a pretty fair clip east.
all right.
No, I'm sorry. I had to remember the world map that I made myself with my own hands. West. You are heading west. because
weird,
East
I
is
see.
not the ocean yet.
No.
East,
More
not
land is
east.
east.
Right, yeah, you are heading west.
East.
I
I like it.
apologize.
I like it. We've crossed borders.
We
We've gone
circumnavigated the globe already.
flat.
Adria is a very small planet.
That's
Yeah, you are out over the open ocean, and you can see you're still near enough to like there's still the occasional island or archipelago that is not like you're passing over some island chains and things. Places that you've probably sailed through, but you've never seen them from this perspective. But it is striking to you how similar it looks to some of the other like sea route, like the maps and things that you've had to deal with over the last few years of your career. Some of the cartographers have been startlingly accurate.
right. All right. Yeah. Cool. Good. Yeah. I'll just stay up here and kind of get a sense of the vastness. Like I'm taking in the appreciation of new horizons and possibilities.
Well, and that is something that is striking to you is, when you're on the deck of the ship and you have the ocean underneath you and you look out at the horizon, and it seems vast from that perspective, but being up this high to where you still have that sense of vastness like you would on the deck of any ship, but adding into that being able to look down and see just how far below you things are takes that sort of weight, that sort of sensation to an entirely different place. The world feels infinitely larger than you would have first thought. And that's saying something because you know how big the world is.
Yeah. Oh.
Is there anything else anyone else would like to do for the rest of the night?
I should probably land on the deck of the ship.
Oh, right.
From
You're
flying.
still flying with your
I
little
am
beard
flying.
wings.
Yes.
Yeah. As you are floating there, go ahead and roll me. Roll on that table. That we talked about.
Okay.
If you would.
That is going to be
For the next minute, any flammable, non-magical object I touch that isn't being worn or carried by another creature bursts into flames, takes 1d4 fire damage, and is burning.
Okay. Fortunately, that is not the deck of the ship.
Fortunately.
Fortunately. So you sort of flutter back down to the deck, and your wings relax as the spell ends and your beard becomes a beard once more. But at the moment you don't notice anything is wrong. Your hands feel a little itchy. That's kind of it. Maybe the soles of your feet.
I'd probably just land, see if anybody saw me flying around, kind of see if anybody noticed. Then, like, probably just sit down and pull out a book.
So you sit down, find a comfy spot to sit down on the deck, and you pull out a book, and it immediately bursts into flames.
Holy shit! What the hell? Kind of look around, walk over to a water barrel, and kind of try to put the book down into it.
The water barrel is like twice your height.
Oh,
So you're like
that's right.
flaming book, and you're like reaching up.
When can I make a perception roll to see if I notice him attempting to put a flaming book into the drinking water of the deck?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll walk over and grab the book and pat it out with my hands, and I'm like, "That's for drinking, not for dousing."
I don't know what the hell happened. It just burst into flames in my hand. I was scared, man.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by any calamity that befalls you. You probably deserve it. I hand you back the cindery book, and I'm like, "There you go."
As soon as you pick that book up out of Bill's hands, it bursts back into flames.
I just toss it over the edge of the ship.
I'm like,
That book is cursed.
the book. The book is cursed. Oh, I don't think it's just the book.
Don't touch your beard.
It's only for a minute, so I'm guessing it's probably
About
done.
at this point you're good. Yeah, it's the tingling in your fingers and toes that started to wear off. And with that, I'd say you all will take your rest for the evening, and eventually, Lady Rosalyn will be woken up for her watch. Why don't we take a quick 10-minute break right here? This is a good
Sounds
spot.
good.
To pause. Yeah.
Stay right here, everybody. We'll be back.
All right.
that was
quick.
Yeah, that was the reason that I wanted to switch weapons too. Is that I like the guns and all, but like if I lose those and all I have is that dumb trident, I was like, ah, shit.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, and it's like loud and all that
That
stuff.
dumb trident.
Right? Yeah.
I want to see you make a
So-
I wanted to see you make like a bolo round with the chains.
I have been contemplating different types of rounds for it for sure.
All right.
Two
Welcome back,
cannonballs.
everybody.
Welcome back.
So, yeah, you've all retired for the evening and found very restful sleep. Bill, this sleeping in your quarters tonight feels almost no different than being on any ship you've been on in the past. It's very comforting to be in this space. Rosalyn, you were woken up by one of the deckhands shortly before dawn and brought
Good.
up
I didn't want to be late.
brought up to the deck for your watch, and they bring you over to sort of that central mast that's sticking up, and it's sticking up a good ways into the air. And as you get closer, that ladder to climb up, it looks an awful lot longer up close than it did from afar. How is Rosalyn with heights?
Oh, she's great with heights.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Remember, she climbed the top of those trees.
Right. Yeah, that's true. It's
Rub it in
very
your-
very much like that.
And she's got those boots that just stick her.
Yeah. Yeah, I can go anywhere without falling.
So you make the climb up without incident. I'm not going to make you roll for it, especially because you're slippers. And you are seated in the crow's nest, and you're just kind of, on the lookout for, really anything flying and making its way towards the ship. The deckhand that's sitting with you tells you, like, yeah, well, there might be, sometimes you see like young dragons off in the distance. We need to know about that so we can steer away from them. One time I saw a rock, which was about the scariest thing I've ever experienced.
Like a rock?
No, like picture an eagle so big it blots out the sun.
Oh.
Yeah, it is.
What do we do if we
An
see
awesome
something?
Well, I shit my pants and hope for the best. And fortunately for us, they generally don't go after ships our size.
We alert someone?
Oh yeah, everybody, just in case. But we're a little too big for them to want to take on. They generally stick to things that they know they can catch. You understand? It's large. It's still just an animal. But they are dangerous. We're still a little too close to land to have to worry about that. But occasionally we might see other airships. I mean, pirates in the skies are no different than pirates in the seas. We have them up here just like we have them down there. So those are the types of things we're looking out for, sitting up here, so that we can warn everybody
Do
and
we
hopefully
ring a bell or something?
Yeah, we do have, and there's like a little pole rope that's kind of attached to the thing that's got a bell on it. He's like, but that's more of a formality than anything. And he reaches down, and there's a small like box attached to the main mast, and he kind of opens the box, like flips up the lid on it, and inside is just a little, just like a little red button. And he's like, "This'll sound an alarm all around the ship. It's wired up and enchanted to get everybody's attention."
Do you guys have like safety drills with this?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, we got to be prepared, so that means we got to practice.
What's it sound like when you press it?
If we have to press it, you'll find out.
Don't do
So
it. Don't do it.
No, I'm like, run button I want to press.
The shiny candy little button.
All right, so we're just, am I sitting up here alone or do I have anybody else with me?
no, yeah, they're up there with you. There's always two people up there,
Okay.
so you're one of two.
Who's the other one?
It's a young human, probably human boy, probably about 15, 16, pretty young to be on a ship, but his name is Winston.
And he wears a red shirt.
So as you are sitting up there, if a couple hours pass by, go ahead and make me a perception check.
God, I have too many tabs open. Good God. I actually had advantage, so the second one.
All right. As you're sitting up there, you don't hear anything, but you do notice very briefly a shadow passes above you. Like there's a shadow cast as something moving in the air above your position passes by.
How big of a shadow?
I mean, not large enough to blot out the sun, but it's pretty big. It's hard to gauge size as something is moving as fast as that was, but could have been a heavy cloud going in front of the sun.
Hey,
Not quite sure what it was.
Winston, did you see
Hmm.
that?
See what?
There was a shadow that went over us.
And as you say that, he looks up and starts looking around. Okay. He's like, no, I don't see nothing. Don't notice anything. But keep an eye out. If you saw something, maybe it'll come back. But sometimes, again, it could just be a cloud. Not everything not everything you notice is a problem. It's something you got to learn by spending some time up here.
Says a 15-year-old.
Right. Go ahead and make me another perception roll.
I'm using up all the good rolls right now.
Lord. Okay. So as Winston kind of settles back down with you, this time you hear the flapping large wings just kind of, and this shadow once again passes over you much slower this time. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw. Right. As
Just
you
asking real
hear,
quick, did we get a long rest?
yeah, you got a long rest. Yeah, everybody got a long rest. As you hear the sound of those flapping wings, you kind of turn towards where that sound is, just in time to sort of roll out of the way as 3 barbed arrows come hurtling towards you. One of them pounds into the mast. Another one sort of hits the rim of the platform that you've been sitting in this morning. The third one goes right into the back of Winston's head and juts out his mouth, and he kind
Winston!
of tumbles off the side.
I immediately
down to
jump
the
for the
deck.
button. How far?
It's right there.
I
It's within
pushed
arm's
that
reach.
button.
And
Alert!
the whole ship starts, just this klaxon of sirens just starts going off. It's almost deafening. And boop.
Oh no, Winston. We're
Yeah,
just getting
Winston's-
to know each other.
Winston's gone. I'll hide him for a minute. So you are. This map doesn't actually have a mast. Oh, actually, it does. You are at the top of that pole right there. Strawbill and Vivhik and Bigley you are all woken from your rest as this disturbingly loud siren starts going off throughout the entire ship, and you can hear people without missing a beat. You hear footsteps running down hallways, and some murmured questions, a little bit of yelling going on. You can hear the sound of Badgie just quickly stomping through the ship. What would you three like to do?
Knowing
Move.
that like
Move you guys over here for right now.
knowing that Roz had that watch, and like knowing that it could be dangerous, I would say that I was already like not necessarily not sleeping, but I was already kind of like worried about it. And as soon as I hear the sound of lots of movement, I quickly open the door and see if I see anybody I recognize and ask what's going on.
You hear in your head at that point, Vivhik! Vivhik! We're being attacked! It's a message I'm sending to him.
And as that message is coming in, there's somebody else running by that's just like, all hands on deck, everybody topside.
Can I see through? Is there like actually a grate right there?
Oh, in the center of the ship right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the whole.
Yes.
That's the
So I can
Yeah,
see
that's
up
right.
there.
No, you can't see up there right now. You're below decks. I would say your quarters are probably over here, below the captain's quarters. So you're inside the ship over here. You'd have to come. There's a few rooms. You'd have to come out and make your way over there to see it. But from where you're standing right now, you're just in your room.
So I'd hear all that and kind of run to those grates because I obviously would have seen them earlier.
Yep, for sure.
And I'll use from my Fey magic a Misty Step
Okay.
to like pop up through that grate.
Right. So when you pop up to the top of the grate, you sort of bamf into existence. Actually, what does it look like when Bigley uses Misty Step? Because I don't know if I've covered that yet either.
So his whole beard is gonna turn that same bright blue color, but then it's gonna turn into like a mist. It's gonna like envelop him, and then that mist is gonna move to where he wanted to be, and then he'll pop back into
You
existence.
kind of just flow up through that grate and sort of coalesce back into the shape of Bigley, and then pop into being. And when
Probably
you
like
do
a
that,
big swirl of beard hairs and stuff going up there.
there's like a poof, and there's some just loose beard hair that kind of slowly drift towards the ground. And when you appear right next to Winston, who is just a crumpled, bloody heap on the deck of this ship right now.
When I see you said that he like is he visibly bleeding?
He's dead. Oh, he's very dead.
Right,
Yeah.
but like is he a
No,
bloody mess?
he had an arrow come out of his mouth. He fell many, many feet to the deck, the hard deck of this ship. I mean, he's got broken bones and compound breaks and all this stuff. There's blood everywhere. He's pudding.
he would have squished out some blood like a
Yeah.
tube of toothpaste.
Yee.
Oh,
And the first thing that Bigley would do then is kind of bend down and dip his hat in the blood and get it kind of
let
covered
your hat soak up.
and
Yep.
let all that red, like, because like the hat was kind of turning gray
Mm-hmm.
by that night, and now it's a bright red color again.
Okay.
Interesting.
And he's gonna kind of look up to Rosalyn and be like, "Well, what the fuck happened over here?"
And before he looked up at me, when I hit the button, I like instantly transformed into my tiger form.
Mhm.
Just it was my natural reaction to do so.
Yeah.
And is he on deck down below me?
Yeah, Bigley is below you. He's
Okay.
Ken, about how high are those masts, you think, usually? Where would the crow's nest be? You know more about ships than I do.
At minimum about 80 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll send a
So-
message down to him. We're under attack. I heard wings flapping and then arrows came out, 3 of them at me. I managed to escape it, but my mate here didn't.
Well,
And-
obviously,
As you're getting that message, Bigley, go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw.
Nat 20.
Nat 20.
Nice.
So you dodge out of the way as there is another shadow sort of blows past the ship, and 3 more, not arrows this time, but these 3 barbs that are easily like half a foot taller than you are bury themselves in the deck of the ship as something races through the cloud cover above you.
And when that happens, I will go ahead and cast Melf's Minute Meteors.
Oh, what does that look like?
So, my beard's gonna kind of flow up into like a big kind of magical look, and these 6 like small little meteor things are gonna come out and kind of start floating up above my head.
Sure. So as that happens, like deckhands start running up. One guy runs over here and hops on this ballista. Another guy comes forward and starts manning this cannon. And then another deckhand runs over here and begins manning this cannon. Everybody's kind of looking around and freaking out. Captain Half-Ear makes his way up on deck and starts barking orders at people. Vivhik and Straw Bill, what are you guys doing?
Follow the traffic and try to get up to the deck as fast as I can.
Okay. Yeah, let's say you come out up here at some point. Kind of just behind the flow of people coming up to start manning their battle stations and things.
In the darkness of the room that I find myself in, I go to start grabbing clothes and realize that this isn't my shirt, but this is my jacket.
Yep.
And then Spider's arm reaches out and grabs her vest from me.
Yep.
And we start to throw on each other's shoes. And we're like mixing and matching. And we're like, wait, no. Hold on. Okay. And then we as she runs down to the cannons, the underdeck cannons, which I'm sure is where she would end up being.
Yep.
I smack her on the ass and run the other direction towards where I know Vivhik will be, where Lady Rosalyn will be.
Yep.
I'll cast Mage Armor and pull both odds and ends and ready for a fight.
And just so when you go to smack her on the ass and turn around to start making your way away from her, she turns around and grabs you real quick and then just pulls her eye patch off your head and puts it back on hers. And then just kind of gives you a quick peck on the cheek, and then you both kind of go your separate ways.
I still owe you that drink.
She's like, we can have one after this is over with.
She must like her feather pillows.
She got some pillows. I don't know if they're made of feathers. Right?
I blame the AI. I didn't tell it to do that.
I'm not bad. I'm just drawn that way.
Right. As you make your Vivhik and Bill make your way up to the deck of the ship, you in time to see Bigley dodge out of the way of those 3 large barbs. As a shape blows by the ship again, and you see this deckhand over here that has gotten this cannon ready, just slumps to the ground as there's another 3 or 4 barbs that have just pinned him in place in front of that cannon. And this shadow is coming back again to kind of hover there, and you see sitting on. Yeah. The hell? Sitting on this wyvern is a very familiar figure.
Oh no.
And she says, I believe you all have something that belongs to me.
When she says that, I'm gonna cast Crown of Madness
Okay.
On
her.
On her.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and roll on your wild magic table.
Shit. Oh, Jesus Christ.
What is that?
Turn back into a goat.
What does that do?
Does
Okay.
that do?
You and all
One-
creatures within 30 feet of me have vulnerability to piercing damage for the next minute.
Good thing I'm not near you.
Son of a bitch.
You're like 80 feet away.
So,
Well, you're way over there.
Vivhik and Bill are fine. Rosalyn, you're fine because you're up high enough. But this fine fella is vulnerable to piercing damage. Kiola is. Her
No,
wyvern
have
is.
Oh wait, you have vulnerability. Yeah, vulnerability. Never mind. I thought it was the other way. I thought it was
Yeah.
protection.
Nope. Her wyvern is. Okay. And you do as well, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Oh.
And then she needs to pass a wisdom saving throw of 14.
Okay.
Where is she, like, in regards to me? Is she hovering in the air near my height or below me?
Are you by any chance like hiding in your platform or not, or are you able to see everything? She's like just under you.
I am
That
not.
was
I'm not
that was a
hiding. No,
12.
because I was just
No,
looking
okay.
down at her.
Sure.
I want to. So I guess first you got to do that Crown of Madness. She failed that.
Yeah.
Oh, she failed it?
Yeah.
What's her DC? Because she rolled a 12.
It was.
14.
Yeah.
Yeah, she failed that.
So that says a spectral crown appears on the charmed target's head, and it must use its action before moving on each of its turns to make a melee attack against a creature other than itself that I mentally choose. So I'm going to choose the wyvern.
Nice.
That's nice.
Okay.
Okay. And then I'm going to.
But when that happens, also that is a concentration, so I lose the meteors. They fall down.
Right.
So I'm gonna I'm gonna use my crimson right of the storm. You'll see me up above. I take a claw and I just like run it down my arm real fast. And then you see my claws come out and they're filled with like lightning crackling off the tips of them. And then I'm going to jump over the ledge on down. You said she's right below, right?
Yeah. So I gotta hold on. Let me see if I can do a thing real quick here. Cool. Now I can move them together. Yeah, she's about right there. But she's probably about I'd say about 15 feet below you, just kind of hovering there.
Uh-huh. Okay, so I want to jump down. That was for my necrotic damage for my crimson, right?
To yourself.
Yeah.
Real quick, out of curiosity, have we rolled initiative yet?
No.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking earlier too. I was like, let me get all this in beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jiggly's like, reality doesn't touch me.
So I'm gonna jump over. I don't know how tall the thing is or whatever, but I'm gonna climb over it and jump down onto the wyvern next to her.
It's only a couple of feet. You're meant to kind of like sit in there and occasionally
Okay.
stand up. It's not, yeah. Go ahead and make me an acrobatics roll. Yeah, acrobatics. Oh, okay. I want you to get as cinematic as fuck as you want with this. Like, make this cool. What do you do?
Okay, so after you saw the lightning crackling off my claws, I put both hands on the side rail and I hop over and do a little flip and land right next to her with my claws in the air, ready to swipe at her.
Okay. So you land on top of the
wyvern right
back
next
of
to
the
her.
wyvern.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's just see what happens. Yeah, it's I'm just trying to see if it like maintains or tries to throw you off or not, and it can't shake you off. And when you land in front of Kiorla like that, she just snarls at you. Now we are going to roll initiative.
Ooh. Will you allow me to cast Find Steed like before initiative? Just because I wanted to go and try to find Terra. Like as soon as I saw Kiora, I probably would have done that.
What is going on here? Hold on one second.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand what happened there. Oh, okay. Why is it not letting me add anybody to the encounter? That's very, very strange. Oh, okay, I see. All right. Yeah, I'll say you can. Here, let's do this. I'll say you can bring Luna in. Where does Luna appear?
She'll appear next to me, and I'll just tell her to go find and protect Terra. So she'll probably have to go back underneath and.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, we'll say she kind of, winks into existence and then is just like, damn it, Bo. She kind of acknowledges you and then huffs and squeezes her way through the door down below. and goes sniffing after Tara. All right, so we are in combat. Strabill, you are
Right.
up.
So I'm going to take a steady aim. As a bonus action, I get advantage on my next attack. I won't be able to move anywhere.
Okay.
But I'm going to line up a shot with odds and ends. I'm going to
Okay.
shoot right at Kiorla, and by the way, this is going to be piercing damage.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I will tell you, the AC to beat is 18.
Okay.
That's
Uh,
what I was gonna say.
so yeah. That's
Oh God.
peculiar.
Ah.
All right. So that's
Crazy.
there's that.
I don't know if it's actually gonna roll the damage. So you're gonna have to manually roll
Oh, that's right. Okay, hold on.
the rest of that damage.
Okay, so that's 6. Wait, that's
8.
that was only 2.
No,
How
no.
many?
So, well, no, that was only 2. So that means I have to roll 8 more.
What?
Yeah, correct. No. It's 8d10. Ignore the 6. Ignore that
Oh.
damage roll because that's not the right die. I
Oh, I
can't change the base damage for the weapon for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what is it? What was it again?
8d10.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
Okay.
And
But she has-
cannonballs are piercing damage?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the bullet from the gun is
So that is, oh my god, 58 points of damage
Oh.
yes.
to her. Just what happens? This is the first time you fired this gun at a living thing.
Yes. So when I go to aim, just before I go to aim, I take and just kiss the tip of the muzzle, and I'm like, Lord Shepherd, you are gonna help me out here right now. And I raise it up and fire, and when the ball comes out and then turns into a large or not a large cannonball, but it turns into a regular sized cannonball, I just start laughing because I know as soon as I shoot, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. And when I do that, I have advantage on my next roll against this creature.
Yep.
And something else.
So when you hit her with that cannonball, and Rosalyn, you're literally right there.
Mhm.
So you drop down and you're like, and then she just gets blasted off the fucking wyvern and falls to the deck as this full-size cannonball just rockets through the air and knocks her off that creature. And she is also going to take 14 points of fall damage.
Did you say I fell off too?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
just her.
Right. And let's see. Bonus action was the steady aim. And I don't have any movement. Yeah, I'm where I'm at.
All
That's
right.
my turn.
Now it is Kiorla's turn.
Shit.
She's gonna stand up.
So she has to attack before she can move.
Okay, so she is going to attack. Oh, and she has to attack the wyvern.
The wyvern. Correct.
I see. Okay, hold on. This will just be too goddamn funny. Okay. So let's see. Okay. So as she like sits up, her eyes as she comes, sits up off the deck are just almost like on fire with this like green energy, and she just locks eyes with the wyvern. And Rosalyn, as you're sitting on top of this thing, you can feel its muscles start to like tighten up and its skin start to flake a little bit, and then it just flaps real hard one time and kind of shakes off that effect.
Oh, that's right. Oh, shit.
Well, so
Yeah.
it had to do a save for that, correct?
For the
For the
petrification?
petrification? Yeah.
Yeah, it rolled a 22.
Oh, it did? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't. Okay,
Oh,
I didn't
yeah.
know that. I was going to say,
Yeah.
if it was a little bit lower, I was going to bend
Yeah.
luck it.
Yeah, no, it's a 22. The DC is 14.
Yeah. I never saw the roll or anything.
That's all
fine.
good. And then, all good. And then she will stand up and reach to her hip. Nope, that was the wrong thing. Reach to her hip, and she is going to pull out this like black and silver war horn and blow into it. One sec.
So, okay.
And when she does, you guys hear more flapping approaching as her sisters
Oh, damn.
join in.
We thought we could get away from these bitches.
Oh, and Mike, I realized we did that wrong. It's a melee attack that it has to be.
Oh, it has to be a melee attack. All right. Well, we're past it now.
We're past it, but yeah.
Yeah, because she couldn't have made that attack prone to the wyvern, which is
Right,
the one
right.
you specified anyways. So, add. And now, where the fuck did Badgie go? There he is. Badgie comes running up behind you guys as well. All right. So next is going to be Lady Rosalyn.
All right. How are we? Are we flying above the deck right now?
You are flying above the deck right now. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to wrap my legs around it, so I'm holding on, and then I'm going to toss up. I could do one of two things. How far off the deck am I flying?
I would say you're probably about 50 feet up in the air at the moment.
50 feet, okay. Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna do it. No balls. I'm just wrap my legs around the wyvern, and I'm gonna strike at it, just like one after the other, hoping that it's gonna go down.
Okay.
Oh.
That will hit.
Ooh, I get.
Is that a crit?
Ooh, yes, it's a crit. I'm gonna use
Oh
my
my
new
God.
feat. Oh my god, my god!
And is that piercing damage also?
It is
Yeah.
going to be piercing
It is
damage.
piercing
also.
damage. Oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
so
is gonna
double
be
plus
ridiculous.
18. Okay,
Okay.
so 24 plus 18 damage.
Holy
And
shit.
that's not
Jeez.
counting my damage, my extra 1d6 of lightning damage.
So, what is the total of all of this, you ask?
24. Yeah, right? 24
You hit
plus
Kiorla
18
with the cannonballs?
is 42 piercing damage and 3 do you double the lightning damage of my curse
Yep,
too?
you'll double your lightning
Okay,
damage.
so 6 lightning damage as well.
That is 90 points of damage that you just dealt to this wyvern. Jesus Christ. So what does this look like as you're tearing into this thing? It's not dead, but as you're tearing into this thing, it is flapping around and flailing and trying to shake you off. Go ahead and make me a dexterity saving throw as it kind of just crashes into the deck.
For that, I will use a sorcery point to bend luck to add a d4 to your roll there. I'll add a 4.
Oh, you add a 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so 14.
14. Okay. So as this thing comes crashing down, you're able to sort of tumble free, but you do land right in front of Kiorla as this wyvern is just sort of lands in this crumpled heap on the deck of the ship.
And that was just one action. I didn't even do my bonus action or my next action and bonus action.
Go ahead. Live your dream.
So I'm still like with that wyvern, right?
Yeah, you're close enough to it.
Okay, I'm gonna do a second hit, which was my bonus action to that first one that we did. Is 13 hit?
13 will just hit.
Oh, awesome. Wait, did I just hit the right thing? Yeah, I did. Okay, so 9 damage plus. Okay, so 9 damage and then plus 2 lightning damage.
I'm sorry, one more time. So 9 damage plus 2, so 11.
Yeah, the 2 was lightning damage and the 9 was piercing.
Okay, so 18. Finish him.
And yeah, you see my as I hit the ground, I tumbled towards the wyvern, and I jump up and I swipe with my second set of claws, and the lightning just flashes in front of its face, and I've just ripped its face off.
Oh yeah, you just annihilate this thing, tear it to ribbons. And you hear, oh, I deleted the wrong character. I am so sorry. Come back. There you go. And you hear Kiorla just scream in rage.
And as she's screaming,
tear the face off of her pet.
I run towards her and I take my second action and 24 to hit.
24 will hit.
Okay, so 8 damage, 8 piercing damage plus 1 lightning damage, and then I'm gonna do.
Okay, so Yep, go ahead.
Okay, and then I do that a second time. Oh, that sucked.
So your first strike, you strike out with your claws and sort of rake them across her already bloodied, bruised, and damaged body. And the second one, the second attack, she's able to just kind of put a hand up and sort of block your feebly, but she's able to block your second attack.
And that'll push me down so that I'm all on all fours and directly looking at the ground.
Okay.
And that's the end of my turn.
All right. Next up, it is the sister. She is going to fly in. Oh, my mouse just went all cray cray. She is going to fly in and unchain him real quick. Boop boop. Go ahead and Bill, make me a. Well, actually, hold on. I'm doing this all ass backwards. She is going to take a shot at Bill with her longbow.
Okay.
Will a 17 hit?
17 does not hit.
All right. She is going to fire again. 21 will hit, though.
21 will hit, and I will react with a hellish rebuke.
Okay. So that is going to be 3 points of piercing damage and 7 points of poison damage.
All right.
And then do your hellish rebuke.
Okay.
18 damage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fire damage.
All
Oh,
right.
she gets a saving throw. Is that true?
So it's what? Wisdom?
Yeah. No, 15. Dex. Dex saving throw.
All right. Nope.
Okay. So yeah.
Nope. She's gonna take that 18 points of damage. She's gonna like it.
Fire.
All right. Next up is Medusa B. This one is going to fly through and actually make try and deal some structural damage to this aircraft. She is going to go after the gem on the bottom of the ship.
Oh. Oops. I didn't think about that.
And you can kind of hear some you can feel the ship shake as she sort of swoops under the ship, and the ship kind of rocks and it starts billowing out a little bit of smoke. Not a lot, not enough to be concerned with, but a little bit. Bigley, you are up.
All right. I am going to. Did Kiorla pass her save at the end of her turn for the Crown of Madness?
I did not have her roll one. Let me do that right now. I apologize. It was
14.
What was the? Yeah.
the
What? Which ability? I'm sorry.
Crown of Madness.
Yep. No, no. But which like Dex, Strength, Con, Wiz?
Oh, sorry. Wisdom.
Wisdom. Okay. 22.
So pass. So that turns off then.
Okay.
Okay. So in that case,
Can you turn the wyvern into a sheep?
turn it into a dolphin and be like, "Don't you want to go home?"
If I look over the edge of the ship, would I see the wyvern?
You yeah, you could. Yeah, you could.
I'm going to cast sleep on the wyvern.
All right.
All right. Yeah.
And actually, first, before that, for a bonus action, I'm going to use innate sorcery
Okay.
to unleash the shimmering magic in me for a minute. That
Okay.
is going to add 1 to my spell save DCs and advantage on attack rolls.
Okay. Go ahead and
Uh,
attempt to put this wyvern to sleep.
It's going to have to pass a DC 13 wisdom.
Wisdom.
Or 14, no.
14. It does not have particularly good wisdom. That's an 8, sir. So what does it look like when Bigley casts sleep this time? So last time you just drugged everybody.
Right.
That's true.
He's going to reach into his beard, pull one of those mushrooms out, like smash it between his hands, and
Yeah.
then hold it up to his mouth and kind of blow it. And
Okay.
those like the whole crushed up mushroom's gonna travel down and go into the wyvern's nose.
And it's out here flapping, and it's like, sniffing and snuffling, and then it starts to list to one side, and then the other, and then its head drops, and it's almost like a Looney Tunes cartoon as the wyvern just plummets out of the sky, and the Medusa that's riding it almost seems to like hover in the air for half a second and just doesn't even have really time to let out a scream, as just gravity snatches both of them. Sleep. You guys are very high up.
Gone.
That is a very lethal fall. All right. Commoner A is going to go and swivel the ballista around and take a shot at the wyvern. And hit. Rolled a 20. That is going to be... I'm homebrewing weapon stats for these, so don't get mad at me. 3d12. Wow, it's only 12 points of damage. Okay. It should probably be more than that. It's a ballista. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So yeah, it spins the ballista around and looses an arrow at it that kind of tears through one of its wings and out the other side and deals a fair bit of damage to that. Take him out. You don't need to be there. All right, next is the wyvern's turn. He is going to fly over this way.
So Bigley would be over here, right?
Bigley would be over there, yeah.
Yeah.
And it is going to make an attack on the commoner. Which will hit. Oh yeah, so it flies over and like Lord. Basically just like flies over and just picks this guy up off the ship and drops him over the side in his mouth.
Yeah.
I'm actually going to say he's not here. Vivhik, you're up.
All right, so I'm going to think I'm going to cast, or I might have to run up closer to the scene. 1, 2. You know what? I'm just gonna charge. Yeah, I'm just gonna charge in there and just start smacking.
All right.
Okay, so I'm gonna.
When you're attacking Kiorla.
Yeah, Kiorla.
Okay.
Actually, and I know that hits, but I'm just gonna. Let me double
Oh,
check to
does
make
it?
sure I
Do
haven't.
you know that? Do you know that it hits?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
it hits.
Well, and are
Do
you
I have
you
enough range to be
flanking
on
with
this
me
side?
too?
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
Not sure if I had enough range. I can't remember where it
Well,
was.
you were
Well,
here.
35. Yeah, I think it
You were
was
there. What's your movement?
35. So I don't think I have enough to get
You
to the
have-
other side.
Not to the other side. You have just enough to get to where
To
you're
get to
standing.
where I'm at. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna hit with Eclipse there.
Okay. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
Because that definitely hits.
So I have that ability to make it the 1 of 3. So that's gonna do like 9 damage.
So your base damage.
The
Roll me 2d4.
okay.
Yeah. I don't like the way D&D Beyond does homebrew stuff because certain things don't.
Don't work.
Yeah, it's dumb. It's really
Yeah.
dumb. So that's gonna be 14 points of damage. And
Well,
as you strike her this time, like you see her sort of get knocked back a little bit, but you also see off the blade like as it cuts into her, like the armor that she's wearing gets covered in sort of a light layer of like frost that just flashes out and spreads across her body. Continue.
So
That
that's
was
actually 16
what
points of damage because
what
the initial 7 should have been 9.
it should have been 9. And what was
Yeah.
what's the damage type? Because that
So
matters, right? Slashing.
slashing, yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm going to Divine Smite
Okay.
on the first attack there.
Yep.
Oops, wrong. Divine Smite. What is it? 2d8 radiant. So that's 8
Okay.
there, and
As that radiant energy pulses out of your body and down the halberd and into her.
I'm gonna do my second attack and also try to hit her again with the Eclipse.
Okay, go ahead.
15 to hit.
Does not hit. She
Does
kind of,
not.
when you do that, you go to swing your halberd in, and she just puts her hands up and kind of catches the blade of the halberd and then pushes it to the side.
Okay. Let's see.
You do still have your bonus action.
Yeah, I'm just trying to see if there was a way for me to modify that somehow. I don't know if I do have that.
Didn't you grab that?
It's okay. So yeah, so I missed that. I'm going to. Can I disengage with the bonus? How does that work? Is it bonus or is it?
I'd
an
say
action?
to disengage is an action.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to disengage then, but actually, I think I used up all my movement anyway.
You did, yeah. Yeah. All you have left is a bonus action, so you can use your pole strike. I think is one of the only things you
Nope.
have left.
I am going to Cloud's Jaunt.
Oh.
Back away. I can move up to 30 feet. I am going to move over here.
Okay.
I don't know if she gets a. I don't know if she gets a strike. She
I'm gonna
probably
say,
does.
yeah, I'm gonna say she does get an opportunity attack. So she is going to just swipe at you with her short sword. Will a 22 hit?
22 will hit.
So that is going to be really 3 points of piercing damage.
To 3
I
points.
gotta buff these monsters up, y'all.
Little
Little bit. Well, there were supposed to be 3 of them.
I don't know. I really feel like this is
Right.
going quite well for us.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty good.
Sleepy Night
Very
Night
balanced.
Wyverns, apparently.
So I
Solved
don't
that
know how you
problem.
want to play this, but I was looking at the sleep thing, and it does say that if another creature within 5 feet is within 5 feet, they have an option, or they can try to spend an action to try to wake it up.
They would have both fallen out of the air at the same time.
Yeah, there's.
Okay, yeah.
I appreciate the love, though. All right. Is that your turn?
Yep.
Next round is Captain Half Ear. Le Captain. He is going to desperately try and keep this ship in the air. As he is like struggling with the wheel. There's some serious damage from that wyvern attack earlier. But so far all is well. Next up is going to be Straw Bill.
Alright. I'm gonna move right here. I'm going to. Since I have advantage,
Mm-hmm.
can I sneak it? This is gonna sound ridiculous. Can I sneak attack?
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to sneak
That's
attack.
that's how sneak attack works. I'm not gonna
Right.
tell you now.
Going to sneak attack. With odds and ends.
How do you sneak with guns?
How do you want to do this?
Yeah. So 25 to hit.
I'm assuming you're targeting Kiorla.
Oh yeah, because
Uh-huh.
that was my price to the shepherd.
Yep. You may roll damage as a formality, but just to see if you want to see what your numbers look like. But by all means.
It's a 1 on every single one.
I don't like you, Kyle.
How does Straw Bill end Kiorla?
Um.
Oh my god!
So yeah, piercing damage.
I've created a monster.
72 points of damage. Well, that piercing damage thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
was-
sword
Oh, yeah, the
spell,
vulnerability.
absolutely.
That was definitely the
That was
MVP.
the way to go.
Yeah.
And then that's gonna be 2d6 or whatever. Yeah, 3d6.
Whatever your snake attack damage is.
So I step from behind the mast, and I say, "The glittering fang is now toothless. The great shepherd, the ancient shepherd, calls you home. My price. My price has been paid. My promise has been made." And then I take the shot.
As you say that, the air around you seems to get darkened a little bit, and there's anyone who was be paying attention can kind of see almost like tendrils of black mist, almost like tentacles, sort of coiling up from the ground around you, as you line up your shot. And when you pull the trigger and that your gun goes off, it kind of blows that vapor away from behind you as this ball comes rocketing down the barrel and out the barrel and passes through the ring, and it's traveling so fast that it only the magic that's on that cannonball only fades right as it's about to hit Kiorla, and it just blows a hole straight through her chest. And she just kind of stands there for a moment and then drops to her knees and then drops to her face without another word.
Is there any reaction from the sister?
Oh yeah. Yeah, she sees her sister go down, her stronger sister go down, and she just screams again in agony. She's lost both of her sisters. She is going to make an attempt to fly out of here. Yeah, she's going to take the fuck off. She's high enough up that it's not going to provoke an opportunity attack. But now, you guys have solved my Medusa puzzle.
Hell yeah!
And as she flies off and everything's going down, you hear Captain Halfear just yell, "Everybody hang on!" And the whole ship begins to list to one side, and you can hear a muffled explosion from below, and sort of arcs of what looked like lightning, but is like kind of arcane energy, are just spouting out the bottom of the ship, and the ship begins to go down.
I'm gonna
Tara!
run to the captain, and I can fly. Is there anything that I can do to try to fix this problem here? Can I patch it up from the outside or anything like that?
I don't even know what's wrong. Can you pick up a ship? Hang on to something. And he manages to get the ship level again and glide down. And after a few moments, you're sort of coasting through the air and steadily losing altitude. You're not crashing anymore. He's got it under control, but you're not aloft. And in the near distance, you see an island start to rise up out of the sea as you get closer and closer to it. And after a few minutes, he is able to guide the ship down and sort of land on the water and coast in and bring the ship up to a shallow beach where it won't sink. And almost immediately as everything comes through, crew members start running around counting, looking for whoever's missing, checking, doing a status report on the ship, checking to see what's broken, what needs to be fixed, that sort of thing. And you are all now, I don't actually have an image for the island, unfortunately, but you are all now at this beach on this unnamed island. What would you guys like to do at the moment as people are running around trying to address the situation?
So it's like the ship docked in the water. We just got off.
It's kind of beached at the moment. Like it's
beached, like ran ashore.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm gonna call out for Tara in my mind using message. It can go 120 feet.
Yep. I'm here. I'm still in my room.
Okay, stay there unless me or Vivhik come to get you. Okay? Is that dog with you?
Yeah. Luna's here.
Okay, good.
I will go over to I will find a piece of canvas that's covering barrels or something, and then I'm gonna take it and drape it over Kiorla's head.
Yep.
And cut off her head and throw it into the ocean.
Right. Yeah,
And
easily
then-
enough. You're able to
and
remove her head from her body with your. Are you using your new sword?
I am. I go,
Alright.
damn. And then I will grope and search her body for whatever the horn and
Yep. You do find the horn. Let's see. You also find she has a pouch that has 100 gold in it.
okay.
There is a signet ring on one of her fingers that has sort of an emblem for the gleaming fang carved into it, and she has a necklace and a pair of boots, both of which look in pretty good quality.
All right. Yeah, because the last thing we need to do is have fucking Gorgon dead twitchy things fucking start doing weird shit.
Oh yeah. No, this isn't Stormwreck Isle. Surprise! Now we're doing Stormwreck Isle. No, Vivhik and Bigley. What are you guys doing?
Bigley is kind of over where he was, and he's kind of like jumping up and down, like all excited with himself. Like
Mhm.
he did a good job.
I'll probably start making my way over to Terra, and as I pass Bigley and I see him ecstatic with himself, I'll shoot him a kind of a head nod and a thumbs up as I pass by.
Yeah, that's right. Did you see me get him?
I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear that. They keep going.
All right. Lady Rosalyn, you make your way down and you find Luna and Tara safely tucked away in their room.
Her room?
Yep.
Not there. That dog doesn't sleep in there.
Well, the room that they are occupying. Yes, Tara's room. You know what I mean.
I'm just being particular about that
Pants.
dog.
I
See,
tell
you,
ya.
you didn't have any attitude toward the captain.
I mean, he's border collie. What are you gonna do? Come on.
I know, they're so nice.
Oh,
so
my
nice.
If I would have done a Dutch Hound, it would have been fine.
The giant golden retriever.
Nobody could be mad at a golden retriever, okay?
It's a human-sized labradoodle.
Cuddle that thing all day.
I'll dismiss Luna as soon as I guess Roz or I get there, because I'm sure she's like taking up most of the room.
Oh yeah. Luna is kind of all bunched up in the room with, Tara's kind of like in between, like hugging one paw, and she's got the other one wrapped around. You can't even really see Tara in there. Like when you go in and you're like, "Are you okay?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm fine." She got a mouthful of dog fur.
Ew. Did you wash the dog?
She's celestial. She doesn't need to
Let's make
wash.
it celestial light. While that is going on, and after I've dumped the head, I will notice. How will I notice that? Is it gonna be a warmth? Is it gonna be a sound? Is it gonna be a?
It is a warmth that spreads through sort of. Because I imagine you have it like in a pocket fairly close to your body. It's not like tucked away in your backpack.
Yeah, no, it would actually be in a compass pouch, which is a
Mhm.
very particular type of
Yep.
like clamshell looking
Yeah, like it's on your belt kind of thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so you would feel that that compass starts to grow warm, sitting on your hip, um, insistently so.
Uh, I'll take it out and start to uh, start to observe it, see kind of what it's trying to indicate.
So when you are you opening it?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you open it, inside is that little bone needle is sort of rapidly spinning in place.
Mm-hmm.
And as you kind of are walking around on the deck of the ship with it for a second, when you turn to face the island, the needle clicks into place and stops, pointing directly towards the center of the island.
Mm. When that happens, and Bigley's the only one in the group that's still up on the deck. Everyone else has gone to the room where Tara is at.
I believe
Yeah,
so.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, and at this point, also Bigley would probably be walking over to you, kind of tugging on your pants, and he's just
Ah.
like, you guys, did you all know them? What was that about?"
Well, kind of distractedly, I'll be like, we had run into them before, uh, and yeah, no, I didn't know them personally, uh, but they definitely were on our tail. They were trying to, and I like kind of look around, and I'm like, they were trying to get Tara. Um, we should go below for a second. I need to go talk to Lady Rosalyn, and Vivhik.
As long as you're not gonna shoot me with those guns, I'll do whatever you ask. Those things are terrifying.
Well, yes, and yes, they are. They're supposed to be. Remember that always. Uh, and I'll start to walk to the lower decks. I'll call up to the captain, and he's still on the helms deck over here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah. Captain, when you can, let us know how long repairs will take, if you don't mind, and if there's anything we can help with.
I'm sure there will be. We're gonna what and he's a bit flustered at the moment, and he's just like, once we've assessed the situation, accounted for those that might be missing, dealt with any who are injured, we can start thinking about what we can do to fix this and get us out of this mess. Uh, I promise you there will be work for you, all of you, throughout this. Just give me some time to collect my bearings and figure out what needs to be done here. And he kind of goes off and finds Badgie and finds Spider, and they start going and walking around and, assessing the damage and
Right.
continuing to process the situation that they're in.
I'll head down to the room, and I'll take the compass, and while I'm holding it, I will say to Vivhik and Lady Rosalyn, I think we're supposed to be here, as weird as that sounds.
As you walk in and you're like kind of saying that, like the first thing I say when you walk in the room, I'm like, hey, if it isn't Big Bullet Bill.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that. We'll see about that one. Uh,
Y-
and
Those
you
things
guys,
put in work out there.
right? Though, yeah, right. Those, yeah. I have to make sure I tip Wolfrin quite a bit when we get back to Briarhaven. He did some amazing work there. But you guys see in my hand kind of a large white shell with a floating bone needle that's pointing off in the direction of the island. And I'm not exactly sure what, like, this is telling me that there is an item of power that will help us to defeat L'Oreal, possibly grant us some sort of power, maybe. But
Sorry,
it's
where did you get this?
the sea provides.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah. Okay. You. Yeah.
yeah, I'm not. Yeah. Uh, but um,
And you sure this will help with the L'Oreal?
uh, that is the message I received. That yes, this will grant us access to a power that will help in our attempting to stop the next calamity.
Calamity.
And I kind of look at Terra and I'm like, yeah, yeah, this
Hmm.
is something that Lord Graham has. This is why he got us together. Not this. I as I'm holding the compass, but the calamity. We're remember we're supposed to train and become stronger so we can fight whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That
The whole Scar Terra stuff.
yeah. So
Sorry, Terra.
It's okay.
but
I don't know. I don't know how much she knows.
right.
Um. Maybe we should talk about this outside.
Yeah. I mean, she'll have to kind of know eventually that she's wrapped up in this. Uh, so yeah, but yes, yeah, we should figure out what we're going to do.
Do we have any
Because
idea where we are? Do you know? Have you got the chance to talk to the captain?
no, but I'll find the navigator shortly, and I also have uh my navigation equipment in my backpack, so I could try to figure it out. But this, yeah, where we are isn't familiar to me.
Well, it seems like we got two
Gonna-
choices. I mean, we were tasked to try to get Terra to that place. Who knows what's there or what? But you also said there's something that can help us in our fight. So we have to figure out which one we decide to do.
Right?
Tell you what, why don't we take some time to think about that and try to get this help the people on the boat. Meanwhile, Bill, if you can try to figure out where we are,
Yeah, I will.
we'll meet
yeah,
back here
uh,
in
yeah,
about an
let's-
hour or so. Does that sound good?
it might take me a little bit longer than that,
Okay. Well,
but yeah, we'll
find us when you figure it out.
for dinner. Like we'll meet up for dinner. At the uh, Nine Bells.
Okay. Well, after that discussion, I'll walk out and I'll try to help with first aid on anyone that needs it.
Just gonna see Bigley sitting there in the corner, hands in his his face in his hands, going, "What did I get myself into this time? I think I done messed up."
I'll be using prestidigitation to clean up what I can.
Okay. So as you are all going about your duties and the personal responsibilities you have taken on to help with this situation, who is on the deck right now?
I'm on the
I
deck.
think we all went under.
We all went under, but then we all separated. So, depending on what work needs to be done, I'm wherever.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm wherever the navigator, wherever, yeah, like the captain's quarters are, and I'm checking charts and things.
Okay. As you are all going through that, it is eerily quiet aside from the sounds of busy work. There's some maintenance that has started, and they're still trying to figure out how to address the situation of the power source on the bottom of the ship being damaged. But by and large, it is a very silent environment you find yourselves in. It's very solemn. There's a few dead crew members at this point. Some Winston and the ballistic gunner, two that you know about, a couple more from the Wyvern attack earlier. As all of this is happening, and the sun is starting to set, from the jungle in the center of the island, you hear echoing towards you a loud guttural roar that seems to shake the very timbers of the ship that you are all sitting in.
What kind of
Would
roar do
anybody
I know?
recognize it? Yeah.
Go ahead and make me a nature check.
Life finds a way.
I'm going to, before I make
it's-
that roll, I'm going to use Tides of Chaos to give me advantage on it.
It is a wild Jeff Goldblum.
I got a 15.
14?
15, 14. Nothing that either of you recognize.
So it's definitely not a tiger.
No, whatever it is
How
very loud.
Is it like far off?
Yeah, it seems like it's a good ways into the jungle.
Okay.
Did it seem directed at us or at something else?
It just as a thing that
Well,
happened.
Yeah.
The monster from Lost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, right.
Oh no, we're on an island. Oh, it's a possibility.
Right.
I didn't even
And we
think
are
about
shipwrecked
that.
on an island.
Damn.
I'm getting out of this purgatory.
The twist is we've all been playing a game this whole time.
Whoa!
Oh my god.
But as you are all reacting to that noise, it happens again, and it seems as if it's moving a little bit closer. And with that,
Oh shit. Okay.
we're going to end our session tonight.
Oh yay!
Great job, guys.
Airship fun.
Yes.
Wyvern's easy.
Yeah, walk in the park.
3 verns. 3 wyverns.
I took
They didn't
on
even
a
touch
whole
us, we're
wyvern
fine.
by myself, and he
Monsters.
didn't even hit me. He didn't even try to hit me.
So
I was gonna be like, oh, I'll go around and heal people, but I was like, I don't know how many people got hit.
as a DM, I know it's not supposed to be you versus the players, but
Tonight,
after tonight,
you've got a bone to pick with us.
coming for you.
Y'all stick around. I'm
Oh,
going to raid a channel. Let's see who's up right now.
While she's looking at that, I do want to say thank you to everybody for being in the chat and hanging out with us. I had a lot of fun. I hope all the players had fun. I hope you guys in the chat had fun. Tonight was an awesome night, and I desperately needed it. So, thank you.
Yay.
I had a good time too. Now vacation starts tomorrow.
I know today's my Friday. I got the next 2 days off. It's
Neat.
gonna be wonderful.
Nice.
Bye, guys.
Have a good night. Good stuff.